Good morning. This is your crypto day morning with today's date coming in that of Thursday, 7th of March, 2019. All bets trades and well, of the like, that's each his own risk and their own reward. There's a, a lot of interesting things moving on and yeah, high risk, high reward within the crypto games. And we'll talk more about the long term when we go towards. I'm just going to quickly go over the 4 hour, then we'll go through multiple time frames. We'll switch over to a few other coins. Since the decline, big red move down, price action has remained sideways. Its original level of established support, which was barely above the Fibonacci line, was retested, pierced below here, retested here. That was about it. Resistance originally established, we'll say in here, at the 38.59 level, well, pierced above, and it's been congesting and resisting this level as of now. So it remains in the sideways move. The last smaller, decent sized green move here, the green up move, has seen the nice consolidation. Looking at this amongst the daily term, just chopping up and down within these interesting levels of Fibonacci. They represent the $20,000 high, the 3,100 and change dollar low. And what I like about this is how it's hanging in there within the highs. I'm going to remove these lines because I'm going to take a look at this on multiple time frames, or at least the daily, weekly, monthly from here on in. And within it, what's the trend? Bullish, bearish? The answer is bullish. For it established its resistance on February the 8th. It broke above it on the 18th, thus establishing a bull market. It proceeded to test the previous high, thus make its first leg higher in a bull market. And it has now since had several periods correcting within its correctionary phase. For reversal of trend going down, band is flattened out. And this isn't enough to establish support. I mean, I need at least to see maybe down towards 36. But getting out above this 18 is resumption of such. And well, I like again how it is playing within it. So overall, the trend is newly bullish because it's only made one leg higher and it's in its correctionary mode, weekly chart. Its trend was higher. Stage 1 band flattening out. Stage 2 establishing support. It did so at 5,900 and change. Stage 3, I think it did that one. That's come back to the band, and I'm obviously sarcastic on that because it had several periods in that. And then it broke below, thus bear market. And where is it now? It's had several periods going sideways. It's in its fourth, fifth period within it. So newly bear market in a correctionary phase. Whereas the monthly chart is in a bull market and it has done already two stages in reversal of trend, thus attempting to revert a bull market rather. As this was the band flattening out, this last move has made the price go down to the 31. That's decent enough from the line to establish a level of support. It isn't in correctionary mode until at least a few more months go by and it's sideways enough for this matches or rallies enough, and that number is about 5,000, which would make things very interesting. Even more interesting if it comes up to 6. And what we would end up seeing on such is that U-shaped formation. For if we look back at how the market was before, as it was rallying higher, we had people that might have bought here at 600, and we'll assume that the ones that played didn't get a hit with Mt. Gox. Maybe they went to the private wallets either way. And definitely more so even people buying when they thought it was cheap back in May of 2014 when it was 430 or something, or even here at 540. And then they go through all of this. And there's a decent amount who sold there because they're like thinking it was over. And then of course those who end up buying in there and the price goes higher, well, it ended up working out for them. And is the next thing, is the next way of saying that's going to be true again? Those who come in buying at 36 and 62 and 12 and 16 and now buying it down at, say, 73 and 6,000 on the way down, and even now at 4,200 on the way down, and all those numbers, are they going to end up working out? Well, especially, again, ones at, say, 6,500 and higher. Well, if it gets above this, does that U-shaped formation gets above the 18 average highs and breaks resistance, then yeah, I think I know it would, as long as, of course, that they're able to hang on to it. Moving on to Litecoin against the US dollar, and a nice little setup. It has broken above the established resistance. Now I'm looking for this to create another leg higher, as it's barely above it, but it's noticeably above it. It's one of those nice little spots when, if you're looking for them, and I say, oh yeah, I want to see it have a clear break above something, and well, that's just so difficult because oftentimes it's like, okay, it just goes up so much before you realize it's so clear. And in this case, not so much. Within the weekly time frame, this little recent pattern, big green up to leave the 18, and then that follows with these pause ones in here. Meanwhile, it establishes resistance. This is looking to me as if this could be very, very interesting moving forward. Against Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, it's been just going really well since this bottom point in here. And now it's starting to come and test this previous support level in here, which is in the range of about 158 up to about 2.25 on its daily chart, breaking out above this resistance, and the 2 days doing what it's doing. This is looking pretty sweet moving forward, and moving forward is the next day or two, and yeah, day or two. And moving on to Ravencoin, and this is really just what cryptos are all about. As before all of this was going on, this was 276, and it's just going down, and then it just goes up. Now in at 833. Did it get above 900? No, 893 is its high. From 266 to 893, and that was February 21st. In fact, even 267 on February the 25th. Here we are, March the 7th, less than 2 weeks later. And that's the way it works. These things go up a lot quicker, and then they go down. Finally, let's call it Vertcoin. I don't know how it's pronounced, but it looks like this is VERT with green, which is the spelling of green in Francais, in French. And I'm pretty sure that it's pronounced Vert. At least that's what my French teacher, I think, how he used to say it back when I was in school. I think it was Mr. Desjardins, French name, but that's going back a long time ago. But Vertcoin, it's coin, not about the color in French. There was this nice little rally in here that, I mean, nice when you look at the numbers, and it's just good, but 6,800 up to like 11.3. Okay. And then you crashed back down. Well, you can use that word. It's a short-term crash. But when a move like this happens, I'm saying this all the time on here. Oh, what do I need to see it hold and stay above? Yeah, well, this resistance here, about 74.30. Oh, okay, check mark, did that. And then you have this move in here. It's like, oh, it's a little concerning it comes back, but it's got to continue to hold this 18. You want to definitely hold maybe whatever a little bit higher, which of course it did. And then when it broke out, this was just fast. You can see 78.90, or we'll say under 8,000, going to under 16. That was a crazy night. That happened in a relative quick period of time. And then its volatility after that, just coming back. Oh, and then before it was to hold and stay above here. Check mark. Now you'd want to hold and stay above, and not, it would have been, last time you would have got the buy-in on it because it went right to it. This time you're talking about holding and staying above like 9,000. That represents the congestion area in here. It represents this level of resistance in here. But more importantly, it was this short-term level of resistance. But it held higher than that. And it did so amongst the 18, and it can pierce below it and back. That's if it goes up so fast and it's totally in play. But as this stands out, now, this thing has had an attempt to break out above the 18. It is microscopically above it, a multiple hit level of this resistance here at about 12 and a little above. 4 hour term time frame, we can just see all of these hits coming back. Great day trading opportunities, of course, for myself. I haven't taken the advantage of it as I probably should have. That's fine and dandy though. And the setup in here after this up move going back down and all of this seems very poised. And when we look further upon this on the weekly, consistent downtrend from the market highs of 20. Well, this was interesting because this topped on the December 2017 candle, which means this coin didn't participate in the December to January rally of 2017-2018, but it's participating in the volatility. It participated in the major sell-off. This price action going from under 100,000 down to about 6,200, or losing about 12, 13 times. And never did it ever attempt to even flatten the band, let alone get above. Well, it did attempt to flatten the band out and around here. Even the sideways consolidation in here wasn't enough to flatten it out, obviously. As when it made its move into it on July of 2018, it quickly went down and then further down, which was a big one. Because if it could have at least held the low end here, even though it was below the 18 back in this time frame here, that would have been enough to work towards flattening it out, but no. In here, it was enough in here where it was starting to, but it really needed to make a test of the 18 highs. And it did so in here, so we did finally have the band flattening out. Stage 1. This is a resistance established, 15,868 Satoshi. Stage 2, that is. Stage 3, done. Check mark. It has already came back to the band, 18 average of highs. It's barely starting to rise. It's very, very important for this 18 lows to hold if there's going to be any price correction, because if not, failed move, fast move lower is going to be horrendous probably. But if so, if it's managing to hold in this area, whether it's where it is short term now, even a little lower within this, that's fine. But getting above this point, which would be thus, okay, bull market time, then we're talking about, okay, going to 32, going to 46, maybe making a retest of here. And thus, how many legs are you going to make? For along this one in here, you could have made a case that if this one wasn't enough to establish support, I think close enough. Either way, this would have been enough to go bearish, I would say. So 1 leg lower, 2 legs lower, 3 legs lower. That was that's move. This hasn't even had a leg higher, because that doesn't even count all the moves here. Like this leg higher or lower here, from like 82 down to 38, was while it was in a bull market. So the potential on the break above this again is really good, I think. And in finale, the Theta coin in at 3,400 Satoshi. Continuation, a double hit resistance level at this, I'll say 3,600 area. It pierced above it, obviously doing so again, but really 38.5. This is a lower high to this one, at least short term, most certainly matching high on the this daily chart. It's very common if there's going to be any kind of reversal that you do have a failed rally attempt beforehand. It means also that if it's able to even go further down into the 32s, 31 range, have a retest, that's going to be enough for band flattening out, slowing down the rally, neutralizing this up move, and thus looking for the cautionary move of the reversal in trend. It's, to me, a guarantee that this market's either going to have a sharp move. If this breaks support, that is, it's going to go either to 23 or 1769 area, and usually pierce extra. And that's, of course, if this area is taken out. This market could do three things. It could go down, and if that's the case, these are the levels I'd be looking for them to go fast, quick moves to it. If this area is support, then that's that, and if it's not, I would expect a fast move here. So that's the first I could do is go negative, but it's not in that mode, it's just attempting to do it. And the next attempt is for it to go sideways. Support has been established at 3,000, resistance has been established at 4. Could we chop around here for the next 60 days? Possibly, but that's one of the things. After all, this is neutrality in here. And then breaking out above this resistance, we're talking about having all-time highs against Bitcoin for Theta. And then that's just testing new territories and mathematically expecting good gains, or like 45,000 or like 65, rather, excuse me, like 4,800, 5,300 levels are like, yeah, it's probably going to go higher than that as well. Meaning 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 in the move to get there from the break is kind of to be expected within this market. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.